first told you that you were going to be starting this week?
Yeah, it meant a lot. And all the stuff that I've worked for and the trust they have in me, and it means a ton to be able to be a starter at Iowa football.
Coming off that last game, what kind of confidence and momentum do you take out of what you did against Northwestern and maybe carry that forward?
Yeah, it goes both ways. You got to take the confidence and take the things that you did well from that game, but also you kind of got to forget about it and move on because this is a new team, new game, and being a starter is a little different than coming in halfway through. So take both from it.
It seems like you bring a lot of energy onto the field. Is that kind of what you try to do? I mean, you're out there jumping around, you're down blocking for Pascuzzi on the big. I mean, just describe your love for football and the energy you try to bring.
Yeah, it's something how I was raised. How my dad taught me to play the game is with full effort. Give all your energy, all your effort, and control the controllables. And that's what I try to do out there. And I feel like that does bring a little energy and makes it a lot of fun.
Brennan, have you had a moment to reflect a little bit within the last 72 hours of just being at Northwestern, where you're kind of off and on as the starter, and then hitting the portal, and then ended up here, and then getting your first meaningful snaps between the 20s? Have you had a moment to really think about and reflect a little bit on the journey?
Yeah, definitely. I think after the game, sat down with my family, had some food, and just reflected on my time at Northwestern and how much it meant to go out there and get the win against them after what happened, transfer portal and all that stuff. So, it was an amazing feeling. Definitely something that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. But excited to be on to this week and be the starter this week for sure.
You named the starter, which maybe was a goal you wanted to get here and play. But now is it kind of like, hey, no time to relax? Like I got a job to do and a business to take care of. Is that kind of the mentality now?
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. There's no foot on the gas. Foot on the gas from here on out. Got to keep getting better. We got a lot of goals for this team and for this season. So got to keep trying to attain those.
I know you and Kate are close. Since you were named the starter, has he had any big advice for you? Anything he's told you? Anything that any wisdom he's imparted, I guess?
Nothing in particular. I mean, he's always going to be in my corner. He's told me that, and so he's told me he's got my back, and so I appreciate that from him. I'll take any nuggets from him I can get. He's a smart football player, and just anything from him I can get, I'll take it.
One of the main things you bring to the offense is obviously your athleticism and your running ability. Kind of describing when you're out there and a play kind of breaks down, what are you seeing, and is there a moment that you think like, hey, I can really turn this into something big with my feet? And how do you decide when to do that with your feet and get out of the pocket and move?
Yeah, it's all about timing. If I get through my first couple of reads and I'm feeling like I'm off timing, or I feel like something's breaking down in the pocket, I'll try and get out of there and look to pass first. See if there's guys going downfield, breaking coverage, and then try and use my feet as the last resort.
This will be the third season where you didn't start the season as a starter, but you're coming in to start a game. What's important to be able to come out and perform in that type of role, in that type of setting?
Yeah, the role of backup is to be prepared in all circumstances, and so just being able to go throughout this season and preparing like I'm the starter has kind of helped me to get to this role now, and hopefully to play to the best of my abilities.
What's the Wisconsin game mean to you? I mean, this is a team you've probably played before, and it's a rivalry game for Iowa. Anything in particular about this rivalry game that stands out to you?
I mean, just like any Big Ten team, they're a tough team, gritty team that plays super hard, fly to the ball. So it's going to be a tough game, just like any other Big Ten game. Every win's hard to obtain, and so that's just kind of what I've seen on film so far.
Am I remembering correctly that Wisconsin was your Northwestern debut?
Yeah, it was kind of the same situation as the Northwestern game, but yeah, that was the first kind of game I played in. Yeah.
What kind of do you remember from that?
Not too fond of a memory. We lost pretty big, so hopefully we can switch that around at a different program.
What was your recruiting process like in high school?
Yeah, so I had the whole MAC conference, and then I was kind of narrowing that down, and then Northwestern came in the picture late, and I committed to them right away.
Were they your only
Power 5?
Only Power 5. Did you feel like, did COVID have an impact on your recruiting process, you feel like?
Yeah, I think so, but at the same time, I think everything happens for a reason. I think I went there for a reason. I also didn't play quarterback too many years before my junior year. My junior year was my second year playing quarterback in high school, and so that kind of had an impact too. But yeah, I'm happy for how it all worked out.
Going back to the Northwestern game, did I see it? You were kind of chirping on the DBs after your touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, just laughing with them. Those are guys that I basically became a man with. Just spent 3 years with, and I have a lot of memories with those guys. So it's just kind of surreal seeing them in the end zone. I'm scoring for a different team, and almost reminds you of like a high school game. Every single guy across from you. So that was a lot of fun. It was such an honor just to share the field with those guys.
Who were some of the people you talked to after the game? I mean, I saw a lot of one jerseys coming up. Were those all family members, parents, uncles, or who did you talk to after the game?
Family-wise, it was my whole family. My older brothers, they had my jersey on. My girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my little sister, aunts, uncles, friends and family. So yeah, there's a lot of people there to come and support.
What's your phone look like? You check your phone, like how many text messages, just messages from friends, family.
Yeah, it got to a certain point. I had to shut it off for a little while and just kind of enjoy time with the family. Something I'm definitely not used to, but gotta get used to it now.
Does the mental preparation change this week, just knowing you are listed as the starter, not having to wonder when you're going to get in, but this is your job for a moment?
I think just having more confidence going into it is the biggest thing. I'm preparing the same. I mean, every week I've tried to prepare like I'm the starter, and so I feel like that part stays the same. Just trying to have a little more confidence going into it that, okay, I'm in this position for a reason, and I'm going to do what I got to do.
Asked Logan about you don't often see a quarterback dump off to his tight end and immediately outrun him to start lead blocking, and he was like, yeah, that's the play that stood out to me. I guess I don't want to ask why you do it because you're obviously helping the team, but what goes through your mind in that moment? You're taking off. I mean, obviously putting your body on the line, but obviously shows that you're a leader. Just what does that say, about yourself?
Yeah, I think just the way I was raised, my dad taught me the game to play with full effort, full confidence, and then just control the controllables. And so that's something I can control is helping my guy get more yards, and that's going to help the team out. I'm going to do that every time.
Brendan.
Did anybody critique your box?
Yeah, Coach Barnett came up to me and told me I got to finish it next time and then go on to the next guy. And so I'll take that with me and hopefully I can do that next time.
Brendan, as part of the reflection process, I guess if you could look back to maybe some of those lulls or darker days at Northwestern where you weren't getting the snaps, maybe you felt like you wanted or deserved, or entering the portal, I guess what would you say to younger you who is going through some of that stuff now that you're here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just continue to have faith in God. I think that's been the biggest change in my life that I've made these last couple of years, is just putting all faith into Him, and I think that would have helped me out through those tough times, because there was definitely some tough times. And so throughout this process, I've just put my full faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I think that's just carried me through this whole thing, and it made me a new man that I am today.
It looked like you had a moment after the game. I mean, you talked to a lot of Northwestern guys, but I think there was a number one on Northwestern who you had a particularly longer moment. I don't know if it looked like maybe you shared a prayer with him. What did you guys say to each other? What was that moment?
Yeah, Cam Porter, he's my best friend. He someone I spend every day with. We train together in the off season, and late nights, early mornings together. Always talking about our dreams and our ambitions. He's someone that was a leader in my faith in my life, and we got baptized together. And so after the game, he's one of my best friends, so we just said a quick prayer together, and because we were both each other's biggest fans, so I wish nothing but the best for him, and that was a cool moment for us.
What was it like kind of when Coach Braun came over to congratulate you, kind of considering everything that you've been through with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool that he had the respect to do that. It meant a lot that he did that, so I appreciate that.
You say you didn't play quarterback that much until high school. Like, what was kind of your positional path?
Yeah, so I played, middle school was just kind of a hodgepodge of just being an athlete, go out there and play, have fun. And then my freshman year I played quarterback, and then sophomore year I played receiver on varsity. And then junior year and so forth, I played quarterback.
What kind of hooked you just on the quarterback position?
I love having the ball in my hands every play. Being able to have the ball and make the decisions of, the game on the line. I get to make the last play. That's something that really attracted to me.
A moment where Division I college football became real for you, kind of in high school or just in the recruiting process. When did that possibility become real for you?
Yeah, so I always thought I was going to play basketball in college. That was kind of like my thing growing up, and so I think just a couple games into my junior year, I started getting college coaches texting me, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm not used to this. I thought I was going to be a basketball player, and so that's kind of what hit me and kind of what made me start taking it a lot more serious.
Did you play basketball all the way through high school?
I did, yeah. Okay.
Can you still win, though?
Oh, yeah. I'd make an argument. It's not going to be backed by a lot of guys, but I'd make the argument I'm one of the best in the team. So.
Who's your competition?
Deontay Craig's up there. Jacob Gill's up there. TJ Hall's up there. There's a lot of guys that can play some basketball on this team.
Probably don't want to be on the block against Deontay Craig.
I'll challenge him. Hey, you can hear this. any part of that court, I'll challenge him.
No, I know. What'd you learn watching the film after Saturday?
Yeah, just be more relaxed in the pocket. I think definitely playing Northwestern, big moment, and in my first kind of game as a Hawkeye, getting real snaps. I think I was just a little tense out there, so I think just being more calm in the pocket and letting my feet take care of the progression.
What's your communication been with Kate since Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, just a few texts back and forth. Obviously seeing each other a couple times, and just he's got nothing but support for me as I do for him, and so he's just been super supportive. Telling me he's got my back through it all, so I really appreciate that from him.
Those first couple drives, just a couple 3-and-outs, and then it seemed like things started to get going. I guess, how do you start the game that way on Saturday, as opposed to getting off the bench and being cold and getting into a groove and then making things happen? How do you start hot, I guess?
Yeah, it's just all about getting the first down, and however that is, if that's in the run game, if that's in the pass game, however that is, I'm staying ahead of the chains on first down. But once we get I think we've shown on film a lot of times, once we get that first down, we're rolling. So I think just trying to get that in that first drive will help us out a ton.
Did you ever start or play against Wisconsin before?
I kind of had a similar situation to I did Northwestern. At Northwestern when I was a sophomore, I went in halftime and played the rest of the game against them.
How'd you do?
We lost by a lot. I had a decent game, but nothing to brag about when you lose by a lot.
Caleb,
Anything that you wish you knew kind of back then? Anything that 2024 Brendan would tell 2022 Brendan in that game?
I would love to say something, but at the same time, I think everything happens for a reason, and I learned lessons in that game and that season that I know now for a good reason. And so I don't think I would critique too much from him, and just kind of let him play and just play the game like you love the game. I think that's just the biggest thing.
Caleb kind of pointed to the time that you came in to where things opened up for him. I guess, could you feel that, and did you get a sense that your mobility would open things up for Caleb, and did he talk to you about that at all?
It's not something we talked about, but it's just something that the defense has got to know. They have to be able to take us both away in the run game. Him more so, the year he's having, but just to get a little bit of pressure off him. Get less guy in the box, and then just help him out in the run game was huge.
More questions?
You were mentioning the lessons learned from 2022 from that Wisconsin game. Kind of what were some of those lessons?
That was. I don't know if I was ready to play that game. Just mentally, obviously, I think physically I was ready. Just mentally, didn't know the things I know now, and so I just tried to continue to progress my mental part of the game, and I think I'm at a good spot right now.
Where'd you learn from going up against the Iowa defense last year, and how have you grown since then?
Yeah, last year and throughout this camp, they're just a smart group, play really well, and they don't make many mistakes. And so just being able to play against them this whole camp especially, I think has just made my game go up tremendously.
When you're looking at Wisconsin and the challenge in front of you this week, what are some of the strengths that the Badgers are showing? What's going to be sort of the biggest challenge for you on Saturday?
Yeah, I think just play on time. I have my feet take care of the progressions. I have my feet tell you where I'm going. I think they're a team that flies to the ball. They fly around. They're a physical team. They're a Big Ten team, and so that's what stands out on film to me. So just being able to just take what they give us and try and drive the ball down as best as possible.
Logan was saying about a time when it sounded almost like you were in a little bit of a brawl with the defense in camp, where maybe you must have been saying something and guys are kind of rushing to your side. Like, what happened there?
I know, just kind of similar stuff to Saturday. I like letting the defense know when we're playing pretty well, and they didn't like that one day. So it got a little heated, and then kind of went on from there. So no, it's all love, it's all fun, and I love that part of the game.
All right.